call you, say Osimhen come. You say you go come. When I message you, say Osimhen go let me come. Our studio, you say say for you not blood, say you go come. I appreciate. So you cannot say you get very busy schedule. But you take your time and you come here this evening for Wazobia FM. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. I go they come. You go see they come. They go and they give us more exclusive.
Make I chip in something about the support. They go a long way.
Yes,
I'm not gonna lie for you. And I need to say this, like a big shout out to Laba Laba for your support. Anytime I get you, now your message. I know they copy because of the day here. I did tell them my friends also. Now your message, they first enter my phone. And man, say I don't take all those things for granted, and I really appreciate you and thank you very much. And God will continue to bless you.
Amen.
As they put me for your prayer, they support me.
Amen. For
everyone where they support me genuinely, where they wish me well from the depth of their heart, God now will continue to bless you now. And may prosperity continue to follow you and yours. God will bless you. I appreciate you, Laba Laba. Seriously, I appreciate you.
Amen.
So much.
Where could I know Nigeria best player? They appreciate me. So I don't go shout. I go. This video, I go find out tomorrow. I go Twitter. I go Twitter for Instagram, Twitter everywhere. We thank you. Say you come. Call you. Say Osimhen come. You say you go come. When I
So have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. I hope everyone's doing well, winning in life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to pieces that like button. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button as well. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below and in the chat at the top. And we've got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right, so you know when we go live. Big up to everyone in here. We've got a special Minerals Daily today. We are very grateful. So I want you all to smash the like button. All right, every single one of you. Smash the like button, get in the comments and show your love and support. We are welcoming tonight on the show BUCHI LABA. Let's have it right. And I've played that introduction now just so you know the realness that is landing on this channel right now and who we have on. So I want you to welcome in and smash that like button. Big up to you, Bushy. Lovely to have you on, my geezer.
Hi, Minerals. It's a big pleasure to be on your YouTube page. By the way, I like the interview you played though. That was when I interviewed Victor back in 2000 and not 2022, not 23. I think I made a mistake with the caption. So that was in Pidgin. I don't know if you understand. The Pidgin is a local language here in Nigeria. So because I work for an indigenous radio station, so we speak Pidgin for the people. So like a broadcast journalist for the past 7 years. Do TV also. I do radio. One of the best Pidgin commentator in Nigeria. You can see my pinned tweets. I've been posted by so many different clubs. So my focus, especially when it comes to transfers, is to represent Nigeria and Nigerian players. To tell our own story, because different clubs can tell their own story, like Chelsea right now or Napoli can tell their own story. I make it my own job to tell the story from a Nigerian angle. So everybody knows the truth of what is happening, not just with Victor, but any Nigerian player I have access to. So it's a pleasure to be here.
My geezer, love to you and thank you for coming on. And let's have it right. You heard it, all right? This is the truth. This is not wishy-washy. This is not false narratives to feed agendas. This is the true narrative of what happened with Victor Osimhen going all the way to deadline day. We've spoken behind the scenes. There are some things that Bushy can't speak about, and we have to respect that. But there are things that need to be said because there are a lot of Chelsea supporters that are deluded, and they've been attacking Bushy because they don't like his narrative. They don't like the truth, and that's what happens with us on the Minerals FC. They don't like the truth, and they call it negative when it's actually the truth. The reality of the situation is we're gonna allow Bushy to explain from Osimhen's point of view, who is the main. This is the player I wanted at Chelsea, an elite striker, a killer up front, a winner. What we need at Chelsea. And as far as I know, and all my ultras know, the Clown Lakes themselves penny pinched, and I don't like it. And we've lost out on a golden opportunity to sign a world-class striker and have him at Chelsea for not just a few seasons, for hopefully his whole career. And I want Bushy, you're going to land it, geez. Let us know. Tell us about the situation, my geezer. Tell us what happened on deadline day. Is it true? You know, because he's been called a mercenary. He's been called. Oh, if that's the case, why didn't he accept 500 grand a week that we were told from the Saudi league? Why did he not just take that offer if he's a mercenary? He doesn't want to go there. So tell us what happened. Why did it fall out with Napoli? Firstly, why did he have to leave?
Osimhen and Napoli has their relationship were not really good for the last couple of years, and it was that bad. You remember the TikTok incident that happened where the Napoli posted?
I do.
I think that post he put a lot of dent on their relationship, and whether I would like it or not, there comes a time when a player will get to leave a club. So last season it was totally agreed between the Osimhen and the Napoli board, especially with the owner, that this season he was going to leave. It was totally agreed between both of them that there's no chance you stay. And they both agreed, like, let's put a release clause in your contract. You extend by 1 year, and we extend your pay. We make you the highest paid player in December. That's when that happened. So he was there when he signed it. He became the highest earning player in Italy with an agreement that he was going to leave. When Conte came on board, I think Conte have said it so many times that when he came on board, he was briefed that there was no chance of Victor staying. He knew about it. And intentionally, he chose not to get involved in it. He spoke a couple of times with Osimhen, and it was clear from the owners and Osimhen that he was not going to stay. So Conte was very professional about it. Was like, okay, no problem. I have no Osimhen in my selection. The problem Osimhen have is not with me. The problem he's having right now is with the management, with the owner. So that was done and dusted. Chelsea, on the other hand, has always been interested in Victor Osimhen. But they got permission to talk to Osimhen, was it like 2 weeks before the transfer market ended? The first week was on a Wednesday, where Chelsea officially, when Napoli gave Chelsea the go-ahead to speak with Victor Osimhen. And the first offer they made to Osimhen was kind of, before I even go into the offer, Chelsea main plan was to make an exchange between Osimhen and Lukaku. Napoli plan. Lukaku goes to Napoli, Osimhen goes to Chelsea with an option to buy. Listen, option to buy, not obligation to buy.
Right.
That's when you see Osimhen agents always tweet out, Osimhen is not a load you can pack up, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Then Osimhen totally rejected it. It was like, why are you exchanging me with Lukaku? It makes no sense. If any clubs want to buy me, come buy me outrightly. I'm good. Like, he does not care if it's loan or anything. Loan with obligation to buy, not option, obligation to buy. But come buy me. Don't come and exchange me. So Osimhen personally refused that loan. The reason why Napoli was waiting till they were waiting till the end of the transfer market so they can go back. But Conte made it very clear after he lost the first game against Verona. He made it very clear to the Napoli owners that if you don't get me a strike, I'm going to leave. Like immediately.
Wow. Straight away.
Immediately, Conte, the way he is. Immediately, the Napoli executive flew to Chelsea and got Conte and got Lukaku. Because he made it very clear to them, you don't want me to play Osimhen, I have no issue, but give me a striker. So that's where they went to get Osimhen, and that was it.
So Bushy, can I confirm, right? Conte would have been happy with Osimhen if there wasn't agreement.
Oh, yes. If there wasn't any agreement of him not leaving, Conte would be happy to have Osimhen. Like, happy. Wow. I mean, joyful to have Osimhen play for him. But before he came, there was an agreement, so he didn't get involved in it. 100%.
So when we talk about, because it's an interesting situation, because what happened with the TikTok was the kind of catalyst for Osimhen saying, look, I'm done here. But where it's interesting at Chelsea is that we've had Enzo Fernandez, with Argentina, and yet he's been rewarded with the captaincy. It's just interesting to me that how clubs and players react to things like this. So I just wanted to say that. But Bushy, in terms of what the Chelsea supporters need to hear, they need to hear the realness about what we offered, what was the deal? What was it? A case Osimhen just wasn't that interested in Chelsea? Was he interested in Chelsea? Did he really want to come to Chelsea? These are the questions that Chelsea want to know.
Like if Osimhen was not interested in Chelsea, he would not have waited to transfer deadline day. He told Chelsea his final no on deadline day. So if he wasn't interested, he would have knocked Chelsea out. I'm not going. Leave me alone. So he was so interested. That's why I kept on saying, if Chelsea had done what they did on Saturday, after deadline day, they did it on Friday, Osimhen would have been in Chelsea. This is the biggest fumble I've ever seen in my life. It was so funny that you have one of the best strikers in the world available, ready, and you totally flopped it. It was pure comedy to me.
But Bushy, I want to say, why did it flop? This is what we want to know. Why? Why did it flop? Who are we blaming? Who are we blaming here?
100% not. I'm not here to speak for Victor Osimhen, but I'm here to say the truth about the transfer. It flopped because of the wages Chelsea offered.
Thank you.
That is the number one, no other reason. Chelsea offered disrespectful wages. He was so disrespectful in every way. Osimhen is the highest earning player in Italy. Highest earning player in Italy. Highest. And you want to bring that kind of player to Chelsea, you make some sacrifice. Players are different in quality. That's the way life is. Right. Yeah. And Chelsea first offer was so disrespectful. I wish I could go into the details, but because of some peculiar reasons, I can't. Yeah. But their first offer was so disrespectful. That offer came on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I can't pick it. On Wednesday, before the week the transfer market ends. That's when they made the next offer on Tuesday the next week. And the last offer was made specifically on deadline day. After they made the third offer, that's when he was like, I'm done with this. I'm done. Like, these guys don't rate me or value me. It got to the level where the Chelsea coach, Enzo Maresca, was in conversation with Osimhen towards the end of the window where he sent him a test. Because the Chelsea owners were big on Maresca talking to Victor. And Victor was like, I'll talk to you when Chelsea do what is right. Offer me. And let me clear this again. Victor never asked for Chelsea to pay him. I'm seeing the 300 grand, 500 grand. That is so far. Only what Victor asked Chelsea was, pay me what I currently earn at Napoli. There was a time the commission was even getting to Victor, even saying, okay, you can pay me lower, but close to what I earn. But I'm not going to take that huge sacrifice. It is not a pay cut. It is a pay slash. Like a pay slash. Chelsea stood their ground. Osimhen stood his ground. And I don't see any issue with it at all. But if you want a player and you keep on coming and you don't come up with the right thing, I would have been mute about the whole situation. But what got everybody confused was the same club. Like, I wish I can be in the head of the Chelsea executives. Like, the same club that offered disrespectful wages. On Saturday, we are willing to do a deal for January, offering him what he wants. 5 hours different. Like, I can't really explain how they got to that resolution, or how they concluded that you didn't give this guy what he wanted, but you want to give him what he wants in January. in just hours. So I think Chelsea executives need to answer that question to Chelsea fans because Minerals, I've been insulted. I've blocked a lot of Chelsea fans. Have been called names. It's crazy, man. Till now, they still believe that Osimhen was asking for huge wages from Chelsea fans, from Chelsea. And that is false. That is very, very false.
Do you know what's absolutely disgraceful, right? Is that he's definitely one of the top 3 strikers. I put him top 3 strikers in the world right now. He's available. You've got a clear run to sign him. He's actually, what's worse, the fact that he's not demanding the 300 grand a week. He's happy to, take reduced wages, so to speak, but to join your club, and you still lowball him. And then after transfer deadline day, you're saying to him, I will pay you what you want. That makes no sense. It's lunacy, which is exactly what we're being run by. Lunatics. They haven't got a clue. And they've just missed out on Osimhen. What if Osimhen now, well, I probably guarantee he'll ball out at Galatasaray. He'll bang a bag full of goals. Everyone will be after him. And then someone else is going to go in January, and Chelsea have lost that opportunity to go and sign him. That's an absolute disgrace when you're supposed to be preaching to the supporters, oh, we've got ambition. We want to win. And, oh, Igbali, oh, we need to be in the Champions League. Like, we crave it. Oh, you only crave it now. We'll go and get Victor Osimhen, and then we'll have a chance to get top 4. At this rate, we're a long way from Starbucks, mate. We're a long way from it all. And what's embarrassing, Bushy, is that he wasn't asking for these crazy wages. And of a striker his ilk, he could easily go to any top club in Europe and get 300 grand a week or maybe more, because most clubs, they don't have this wage cap. So you're basically, you've just muddied every brand envelope out there. You've muddied every journalist out there, because the reality situation is everyone was lying that he wanted 500 grand, that he won't drop. His agent came out and said he's not going to take a euro or pound less than what he's on now, which is fine. That's negotiation skills. But when it comes to deadline day, there is leeway because you're that close to the transfer deadline. So I don't believe, Bushy, that Chelsea are going to go in January. I don't believe it, because if you're not prepared to offer the wages on transfer deadline day, then why all of a sudden you're going to offer it now? There's only one explanation before I let you land it, is they couldn't afford to do it because of the so-called FFP, and they needed to sell more players, and they couldn't sell all the players that they needed to sell. Maybe that's one reason, but still, it's an insult to say to Osimhen, take 140 grand or whatever was reported. You know what I mean? That's a joke. I mean, you got Wesley Fofana on 200 grand a week. You've got Enzo Fernandez on 160 grand a week. You've got Casado on 190 grand a week. You've got Sterling on 325 grand a week. You've just increased Cole Palmer, but you can't pay Victor Osimhen, who's basically elite and clear of every player in our squad when you talk about levels in the game. It's madness, bruv. It's criminal. It's criminal.
And to clear this, by the way, any deal, there's no deal for January. It's not possible because Osimhen has given Galatasaray his words that he's going to stay for 1 year. He's a man of his words. So he's not leaving in January, whether to any club. Right now, his focus right now is playing football. He was very unhappy at Napoli, where he was just being a professional footballer. He's gone to Galatasaray and he's felt the love from the fans. And he wants to play and enjoy his football. For June, when he goes back to Napoli, June 2025, I can assure you, Minerals will see one of the biggest bidding wars for Victor Osimhen. Because what he fought for also was to make sure his release clause was reduced from 130 million euros to 75 million euros. Victor Osimhen for 75 million euros is a steal.
It's like the Haaland deal. It's like the Haaland deal.
I'm telling you, in June 2025, what we just saw this August or September is going to be a joke compared to next year. And Chelsea are going to be in the queue like other clubs.
Do you know what's hilarious to me? It actually rattles me. I'm not going to lose my head, but I'm rattled. Like right now, I'm absolutely rattled because they have just served us up Nicholas Jackson for another season. Now Victor Osimhen, all this talk in January is fabricated, and that's all false PR, all right, to make everyone believe, oh, we've got a chance, yeah. But the reality situation is we won't even have a chance in the summer because any club will blow these clowns' wage structure out the water. End of story, all right? And I'll be real, I don't believe we're getting Champions League football. So why would Victor Osimhen come to us anyway? He wants to play Champions League football. He's even, basically, I respect what he's done. Everyone goes, oh, he's a fool. Why did he reject Chelsea? Oh, we could have just come on loan. But they don't understand, and I want you to confirm this. These deluded supporters don't understand that Victor Osimhen is getting 160 grand from Galatasaray. Plus, he's still getting paid his full wage, the remaining amount of his full wage from Napoli, and he's managed to reduce his his release clause. So it's a win-win for Victor Osimhen in the sense that he's got a better chance now of going to any club in Europe at the end of his loan with Galatasaray. Yet, oh, he rejected Chelsea. No, he wanted to come Chelsea, but don't mug him off. That's the truth.
100%. I've seen a lot of reports from Chelsea fans saying he's getting this now. He's still getting paid the same salaries on. Galatasaray pays 70% of it, and Napoli pays 30% of it. That's the essence of a loan. The essence of a loan, it depends on how the negotiation power goes. The player, the club that gets the player on loan pays more of the wages. There's a couple of times where the club getting the player pay more or play like 100% of the wages. But right now, Napoli is still contributing, while Gala pay most of the wages. So he didn't take a pay reduction. Please, let's clear that. No pay reduction. He's still on the same pay, but the wages are being shared by two clubs, the loan club and his parent club.
And you know what, Bushy? I saw your tweet. You quote tweeted these two deluded wrong'uns that we will call them idiots. Have it right? We call them wrong'uns on the Minerals FC. Those idiots. Yeah. They're going, oh, Victor Osimhen's an idiot. What an idiot. How can he reject? Why didn't he just come on loan Chelsea? Because they push the narrative pro Clown Lake, the ownership at Chelsea. They will never go against the ownership. All these main platforms never go against the ownership because if they do, they'll bite the hand that feeds them. Let's have it right. We all know the game, all right? But don't disrespect when you don't know the truth. And if you do know the truth and you're not speaking the truth, that's when you're outright bought and you're a disgrace to everyone and all your followers. All your followers, you're disrespecting them because you're feeding them false narratives, all right? It's clear as day that this deal, as Bushy's confirmed, never went through, not because of Napoli, not because of Victor Osimhen, but because of Chelsea, unwilling to pay not even what he's on now. That is an outright disgrace. And that proves the point that every journalist out there, every platform, propaganda in this ownership, that they got ambition to be the best, to compete in the Champions League. And you get all this PR from Egbali and Bowley about, oh, we crave to be in the Champions League, is the biggest lie. It's the biggest load of brown envelope matrix wrong and narratives. And we need to stop this. And this is where it stops, is that do not buy into what you read from all these large platforms because they don't tell you it as it is. They never have and they never will because they listen, let's have it right. We know how the game works. We know how the game works. But there you have it, yeah? We didn't pay the money. They didn't want to pop their cherry. They didn't want to break the wage structure. And let's have it right. I want to make this point. Simon Phillips, you fraud. You're a fraud. Do you know why you're a fraud? Because you said Chelsea are going to break that, what? Under 25 model. They're going to break this wage structure model. Yeah, you're a long way from Starbucks, as is everyone else that's feeding this narrative that made Chelsea supporters believe that we were finally going to pay the money and get Victor Osimhen, because these owners are deluded to think that they can go and sign an elite striker for wages and a transfer fee of all the other kids that they've been buying us because it's all a youth project. They want everyone to be the same. It's all level. No, you need a hierarchy in wage structure. You need a hierarchy in leaders and experience with experienced youth and then youth. And that's the blueprint of football. And Victor Osimhen was prepared to come and still play for Chelsea, which makes it even more worse. It makes it even more insulting. It's absolutely insulting to me. And I'll big up to Victor Osimhen, mate. Respect to him. Respect to him. Respect to him. Do you know what I mean? He wanted to play for Chelsea. He wanted to he was looking up to Didier Drogba, looking at John Obi Mikel, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Our elite team.
And to add more to that, Chelsea did reach out to John Mikel and one other player to talk to Victor Osimhen to convince him on joining Chelsea.
They reached out, or they didn't? You saying they did?
They did to talk to Victor Osimhen to convince him. Mikel and somebody else. I can't call the other player because he's active. What John Mikel called Osimhen a couple of times. John was even the one telling wasn't the one telling Osimhen what Chelsea was going to offer him. Like, it's just pure jokes.
You see, yeah, and do you know what the joke is, Bushy? We've had Nicholas Jackson tell Mikel to shut up and stop talking shit because John Obi Mikel knows ball, knows that Victor Osimhen is exactly what we need up front. He was the key. He was the key to unlocking and us getting Champions League football and hopefully bringing us back to where we bloody well belong, where these clans have destroyed us and gutted everything out that Roman Abramovich has built. All right, and John Obi Mikel knows that. He's got his platform. He's got his podcast. He's had Osimhen on there. He's had all the goats on there. You know, all the legends in the game. All right, but they've also insulted John Obi Mikel, and they're allowing their player to talk crap to John Obi Mikel, who's a legend at Chelsea. It's a disgrace, bruv. What's your take on that? What how do you see that?
I really, honestly, like I said, I want to be in the heads of the Chelsea executives on how they fumbled this. Like, I call it the biggest fumbling in a very long time. Big fumbling. I can't even explain how. Like I said, if Chelsea were adamant on their offer, say, okay, this is what we want to offer you, I'll be like, okay, no problem. But coming back and saying you want the same player in January, that was where the joke got funny to me. I'm like, this is like the most confusing thing I've heard in my life. So what's the essence for it? Like, what's the reason for it? Why don't you stick to your weak structure? You'll be gone. So it's like, I can't really explain because I don't want to talk too much on this transfer or something, because like you said, most of your Chelsea fans, they are so
They're
toxic.
Blind. They're
so
toxic and blind. Yeah.
So toxic. Like, it's too toxic. Trust me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been getting insults. When I say insults, I mean serious insults, mocking, calling me names, blah 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 that I'm lying. I'm trying to protect Victor Osimhen. I'm not protecting Victor Osimhen. I'm saying the truth. Like,
Facts.
like all the journalists ones, like you wouldn't see this coming from other journalists coming to say the truth because they have interest to protect, and they are not going to play with their interests. If they come out and say the truth, I think is it this? I can't call his name. I think it was a particular journalist that was big on the truth. I've forgotten his name. Just one I saw that totally
Romain Molina.
I'm trying, I can't pick his name. I saw someone saw me the tweet because exactly what I tweeted was what he tweeted. Exactly, word for word. Word for word. Then I'm like, this one too is in the know of this situation. So it's sad. And the sad thing about it is they might not be getting Osimhen at the end of the day because they fumbled it. They fumbled it heavily.
Do you think that the offer does Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein, all these guys, do they know that Chelsea offered what he wanted for January? Do they know that? Because I swear I've seen them promote that.
Like, I can't speak for them. I don't know anything they know. I just know what I know.
Okay, so Fabrice Hawkins, is that who it was? Fabrice Hawkins.
I think so, yes. Fabrice Hawkins, yes, I think so. That's the name. I think so. Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay. Well, big up to him if he's speaking the truth, because I'll tell you what, journalism, mate, the truth is truth is a rarity these days. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think there's two things to this. If they're offering what he wants for January, that means that's to do with the accounting period. But I still don't believe that they're going to break the wage structure. So I've said this. I always believed Victor Osimhen was never going to come to Chelsea because I know what the clowns are about. And I just went along with putting the pressure on, get Victor Osimhen. I actually thought to a point on deadline day that we were going to get him. Like, I just felt like maybe we were going to get him. Maybe they finally thought, let's break it. Let's go and get him. And then as it got closer and closer with half an hour to go, I mean, they signed Jadon Sancho, another winger. And I believe, Bushy, yeah, they wouldn't have, if we'd signed Osimhen, they wouldn't have signed Jadon Sancho. End of story, bruv. No way they would have signed Jadon Sancho. So what do you think on that?
I really don't want to start analyzing Chelsea because, you know, like, I'm an Arsenal fan. Like,
oh no, you're a gooner. Oh my God. All right, well, just for that.
I'm an Arsenal fan, so I don't want to start dissecting anything Chelsea, so my bias will come out.
We see things you'll never see. Let's have it right. We've won the Champions League, and you still ain't. So yeah, I feel for you. I feel for you. But listen, on a serious note, yeah, Osimhen, he's loved by Galatasaray. He's got the move he wants. He's going to land minerals. And a lot of people going, oh no, he's finished. His career's done. Or if he doesn't perform, he's done. He's finished. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe
No, he's not. Like, people need to understand that there were multiple offers for Osimhen. He was close to going to PSG before Napoli asked for more money, and that deal failed. There was 2 other clubs in England asked. There was a club that was willing to pay his release clause, but pay years-wise because of the PSR issue in England. They were willing. They even reached out to Victor Osimhen on deadline day, but it was too late for the deal to be done. And that club in England, I can't speak names. 2.
I know who it is.
So there are multiple clubs. When I say multiple, interest was never a problem. I don't know the relationship Chelsea had with Napoli, and Napoli gave them preferential treatment in Victor Osimhen.
Because of Lukaku. Because of Lukaku.
So I can't say, but he gave them the edge in getting Victor Osimhen, and he had no issue with it. He had zero issue with it. He was willing 100% to join Chelsea. So interest is not a problem. He went to Gala. Like, Osimhen never wanted to even move. When Napoli wrecked his moves to different clubs, he decided to stay back at Napoli till January. That was his idea. I'm going to stay back. You are going to pay me, and I'm going to sit on the bench for 4 months. You will pay me. It was Napoli that reached out to Galatasaray, telling them, Can you take this guy off our wage bill because he's going to wreck us financially? Napoli reached out to Galatasaray. And when Galatasaray reached out to Victor, they were so professional. They were so nice. And Victor needed to feel the love. When he arrived at the airport at Galatasaray, it was beautiful. It was great. And he has nothing to prove. And he said, let me go to Galatasaray for a full season, give my all. Then I'm coming back to you with 26 in December. 26 is still very young for a footballer. Very, very young. So when he gets there, he's 100% going to bang in goals at Galatasaray. And in June, we'll see him play for one of the big boys in England. In any world, sorry. In anywhere. Very soon in June, I can't wait for him to start banging goals in the biggest leagues in the world. It's like you said, top 3 striker. For me, he's the best striker. Like, sorry, I'm being biased, but I'll take Osimhen over Haaland anytime, any day. If you give Osimhen what Haaland has right now,
you
give him what Haaland.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, people really have not watched Osimhen play to know how much of a beast this guy is. From his under 17 days for Nigeria, where he helped Nigeria win the under 17 World Cup. He was the most valuable player in that tournament. The only place he didn't work out for him was at Wolfsburg because he was sick and he had some injury issues. From Charleroi in Belgium, he went to Lille, where he broke all records in Lille. Went to Napoli, where he broke all records in Napoli. The highest scoring African in Napoli. Player to help them win their first league title in 33 years. And let me tell you, there are some particular spots in Napoli Victor can go to because of overcrowding. Fans they'll be there in their numbers. He loved the Napoli fans. The issue was just with the owners. So Victor has always been a big shoe. Napoli had the bad season last year, and he scored 15 goals. And when you consider all the injury issues he had, so Chelsea fumbled. I don't understand how they fumbled this bag, man. It's the biggest fumbling I've ever seen in my life. Trust me.
It's an embarrassment, and everyone's laughing at Chelsea, and I'm sick of being laughed at. I mean, for me, like, I know the reality, and I know the truth, so it doesn't really affect me no more. I've known for 2 years what we got running our football club, and it is what it is. And everyone else, a lot of clubs, like even the Glazers, look like a charm compared to these lot. And the delusion of spending 1.5 billion, yeah, but what you spent it on, you know, what you're buying at Chelsea, you're buying a bunch of unknown, unproven players and overpaying transfer fees for players. Where, again, I always brought this up, Bushy. Yeah, we had no one going in for Enzo Fernandez. We had no one going in for Casado. Really, it was all Liverpool. I didn't believe Liverpool had the money, but they got the deals done. But yet you couldn't do it for our most important position in the team, is a striker, and you've had 5 transfer windows, and you still haven't got us an elite striker. And we had a free run at Victor Osimhen, right? A free run. Like, you don't get these opportunities. And do you know what drives me mad, bruv? Is everyone wants to copy Pep Guardiola and their style of play. Arteta, Lego Ed, now Enzo Maresca. And what's the one thing Pep Guardiola's got that Arsenal and Chelsea don't have? A striker like Erling Haaland. Now, I think Osimhen is that type of striker. You provide for him, he'll put the ball in the net. And he changes the whole dynamics. Even though our defence is a shambles, our goalkeepers are shambles, and at this moment in time, the midfield's not very good. You know what I'm saying? But when you have that threat, how can you not pay the money? How can you not pay the money for this guy? It's embarrassing.
The Chelsea owners are in a better position to give the answer to that question, because I don't know.
Do you know what, Bushy? Do you know what Ornstein said to us at the start of the transfer window? And I've got this. I've got the receipts on this. I clip everything. Do you know what he said? He said Chelsea are quietening down on their interest for Victor Osimhen. These are the reasons why: his transfer fee, his wages, his injury record. But the laughable one is he doesn't suit the style of Enzo Maresca.
Let me tell you something for a fact. A fact. Maresca, I know for a fact that Maresca was seriously pissed off. His head was gone when Chelsea didn't get Victor Osimhen. He told Victor that Victor was the final puzzle in what he needed at Chelsea. He wanted him. And I'm sure he's the one pushing to get him in January, which is not possible right now. So Maresca wanted him. He did everything. He wanted to speak to Victor from on Wednesday. Victor refused. I will speak to you when your club offer me good wages. So you wanted him by all means. So that report about Maresca, I think is very wrong. Sorry.
Wow. That's like when you talk about minerals landing, this is what you call landing the minerals. I hope everyone's appreciating what is being said here and show respect. And I apologize on behalf of the melts in the fan base that have been feeding you hate and agenda, being just disgraceful to you, yeah, because they don't like what they hear, because they'd rather believe Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein, all these guys who are the celebrities in the game, than believe someone who personally will know Victor Osimhen, the camp, will know everything. You're from Nigeria, bruv. That's your player, bruv. That's your baller. You're not going to lie about it. The reality is Bushy has just landed the minerals. It's a here we land from Bushy on the Minerals FC, bruv. Come on. Big up to you, my geezer. Big up to you. Seriously. I respect you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Minerals, for having me on this YouTube channel, man. It's a pleasure.
100%. We'll have to get you on again sometime, man. And just
hopefully when you sign on that Nigerian player, I'll be here.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm surprised we haven't signed any young Nigerian players because that's all we're signing at the moment. They're like 18, 17, 16. Do you know what I'm saying? Like maybe we will. But let's have it right. I hope Victor Osimhen comes. I don't believe he'll come, and I don't even think he'll come next summer. But it is what it is, you know. And let's not hide behind the fact that there was another Premier League club interested in Victor Osimhen on deadline day. Yeah. And they just couldn't get it done. Let's have it right. And do you know what's hilarious? Is we paid Bushy 10 million to loan Raheem Sterling to Arsenal. We paid 10 million for you lot to take Raheem Sterling. And now you've got him.
I don't know. Should I laugh?
Well, don't, you're gonna rattle me, bruv, because you know what I mean. He's gonna rattle me. He's laughing, bruv. He's taking every Arsenal supporter is now taking a piss out of us Chelsea, and this is Clown Lake for you. This is Clown Lake. This is what they've done to us. Yeah, it's what they've done to us.
Oh,
do you want him?
Section.
Go on.
I'm seeing the comment section if Chelsea want Boniface. Like, I'm in good terms. I know Boniface camp. So if Chelsea are interested in Boniface, I would know. Maybe I'll give you exclusive to on that. So let's wait to see if Chelsea will go for Boniface. By the way, he stayed out Leverkusen for the full season. He's not going anywhere in January. So Boniface is out of it too. So maybe you get a good striker in general, or you come back to Arsenal and get Kai Havertz back. He's scoring goals at Arsenal.
Well, why don't you tell him about Kai Havertz, Bushy? Go and tell him about Kai Havertz. Are you rating Kai Havertz? Because that's my baller, bruv. You know,
No,
I love him to go.
I love Kai Havertz. Like, Kai Havertz is a totally different player. Like, his IQ is so high. Like, Kai Havertz right now with the right surrounding is a beast. Like, you can see at Arsenal. Like, I'm telling you for a fact, the reason why Arsenal didn't go get a striker for huge money is because of Kai Havertz. Yes, he misses a lot of chances, but Kai is a good player. And I think Chelsea fans have been unfair to Kai in so many senses. This is a player that helped you win the Champions League. He scored that goal against Manchester City. Yes, he might have his own other side, but the talent is there. Under the right atmosphere, the right environment, Kai Havertz is a beater anytime, any day. And it's obvious at Arsenal. Very, very obvious. Like, if Arsenal are going to win the league, Kai Havertz is going to be pivotal in Arsenal winning the league. Like, I rate Kai Havertz a lot. Before he came at Chelsea, I was jealous of him at Chelsea.
Yeah, there you go.
And they blamed him because they made him feel like a scapegoat. It was a Chelsea problem, not a Kai Havertz problem. So I feel like I'm just happy that Arsenal signed Kai. Like, I see Kai every day. Like, I'm one of the biggest defenders of Kai. Even when he wasn't working out at Arsenal, I was like, give this guy time, let him settle in. He's going to be a beast. The only issue I have with him is I don't like the way he kicks the ball. He kicks the ball like a baby. Like, kick the ball with so much strength. They will see. He kicks the ball so lightly. If he kicks the ball with strength, and Kai is so strong. See, I don't want to start hyping, but Kai is a fantastic player. I love him. And he's going to stay with us for a long time.
You don't need to tell me how good Kai Havertz is, because I'm the only one in the Chelsea fan base that never wanted him sold. But let me give you an exclusive. I'll give you an exclusive on Kai Havertz. There was a January transfer window before we sold him in the summer. And during that season, he had Bowley and Egbali in front of him, right? And they said to him, we want you to sign a 2-year extension. He says, all right, okay. But he says, we want you to half your wages because we're capping the wage structure. They want to cut his wages
and give him
sign a 2-year extension to keep him at Chelsea. And Kai laughed and said, nah. Then he realised that the owners didn't want him, that he wasn't wanted. Every player that was there with Roman has pretty much all been sold or shipped out. And Kai Havertz, along with Mason Mount, were the reason we won the Champions League. Kai was the reason we won the Club World Cup and won the set for Roman Abramovich. And yet they were fed agenda by our supporters. So now They won't feed agenda on Enzo Fernandez. They won't feed agenda on Jackson. They won't feed an agenda on all these players that we bought, the João Felixes and all these guys. Of course not. No. They haven't done anything for Chelsea, but yet we won't feed an agenda on them. And I don't believe in feeding agendas on your players, but they move the goalposts wherever it suits their narrative. The reality situation is the owners did that to Kai Havertz, and that's why he realised I'm not wanted and I'm going to fall out. And Arsenal called him, promised him this, paid him decent wages, not astronomical, and he's gone there and now he's fighting for titles. And he will lift the Premier League. I think Arsenal will still bottle it, but there might come a time. Do you know what I'm saying? And another one's N'Golo Kante, Bushy. He wanted to stay. He would have taken a slight pay cut, but he had the surgery and then they just got rid of him. And look at him. He played for France in the Euros. He was the man of the match back-to-back and was their best player. Playing in Saudi League. That's how good N'Golo Kante is. He's an absolute baller, world class. You can't let these players go and expect you to compete at the highest level. And that's why Chelsea are where they are. And the fact that we haven't signed Victor Osimhen, all the supporters that are crying and giving it all the big un to people that land the truth and to Bushy and all these guys that land it for what it is, and instead you follow all the toxic positivity merchants, all the ones that are feeding you garbage, all right? Carry on. Carry on. You seriously don't understand what's happening at Chelsea. You just don't get it. And time will tell. Because we ain't getting a striker for another season. And it ain't going to be Victor Osimhen. So, do you know what I'm saying? But listen, Bushy, is there anything else you want to land on here that hasn't been said?
I think pretty much like off my head. I think we've covered most stuff, especially with clearly most of the misinformation out there, especially with making it look like Victor wanted a lot of money from Chelsea and this and that. So my job here is to make sure Chelsea fans just know that Victor did not take Chelsea for granted. He never did. He wanted to join. He would have joined if Chelsea deal was right by offering what he currently earned or something close to it. So that's just it. Victor rated Chelsea. He never disrespected Chelsea in every sense. They disrespected him by offering him disrespectful wages. So that's just the truth about the matter.
And Osimhen's Chelsea supporter, if I'm correct, or he loves Chelsea.
Growing up as a boy, he has affiliation with Chelsea. Growing up as a boy, like you made it, he loves Didier Drogba. He loves Didier Drogba. Like he loves Didier Drogba. Like a lot. So
that's our GOAT. That's our king Didier, bro. I mean, that's the GOAT in the game. He's a GOAT. Do you know Jose Mourinho? He said that Osimhen is the closest thing to Didier Drogba that he's seen. He said he likened Victor Osimhen to Didier Drogba. I know I've heard it. I've heard Jose Mourinho say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't sign this guy. Someone's put in the chat, yeah, it is impossible. He's not moving in January. Osimhen will not be moving in January. End of story. So any PR that comes out is false.
Exactly. January, out of the deal. He stayed at Galatasaray for 1 year. The full season.
Facts. And I wish him all the best, Victor Osimhen. He showed respect to us at Chelsea. Showed respect to us. To the supporters that understand, and he's got a lot of class and fair play to him, man. You know what I'm saying? God bless him and everyone and yourself, Bushy, and thank you very much for coming on and speaking the truth. I highly respect it, and you know what I'm saying? That's what we want on here, the truth, and you've just spoken that. So thank you very much.
Again, thank you for man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Respect. You too, bruv. So big up to all the ultras. I'm going to put Bushy's socials in the description so that you can follow him and his radio station as well. He's part of and just show your support. You know what I'm saying? You've got exclusive on here. You got facts and truth. where there's no one giving it the big one because it's just me and Bushy landing it and speaking. So please like the stream, please subscribe, and put all your comments down below. Respect to everyone. As always, let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's
Go,